Hey everyone, and welcome! Have you ever felt completely overwhelmed by just the sheer number of data analytics tools out there? Well, you are in the right place. Today, we're going to build your data professional's toolbox, one tool at a time.
Okay, let's be real for a second. You go and search for data tools, and you're just hit with this wall of acronyms and logos. It's confusing, right? And it is so easy to feel totally lost in all that noise.
So how do you actually cut through all that? How do you figure out which tool does what? And maybe more importantly, which one you really need to learn? That is exactly what we are going to break down together right now.
You know, the key is to stop thinking of data tools as just some random list and start thinking of them like a carpenter's toolbox. I mean, you wouldn't use a hammer to cut a board, would you? Every tool has a specific job, and we're going to organize them exactly that way.
So here's our plan. We'll start by navigating that data tool maze. Then we'll cover the everyday essentials that pretty much everyone should know. From there, we'll get into visualizing data, predicting the future with machine learning, and even taming massive data sets. And finally, we'll talk about the one single language that ties all of it together. So, let's start with the hammer and the screwdriver of your data toolbox. These are the absolute essentials that you'll find yourself using almost every single day. Let's start with a real-world question. Imagine your boss asks, "Where are people leaving our website during the checkout process?" To answer this, you first need to be able to see what your users are actually doing. And that brings us to web analytics tools. The two giants in this space are, without a doubt, Google Analytics and Adobe Analytics. Both of them are designed to track user behavior on websites and in apps.
So which one do you choose? Well, it really depends on the job. Google Analytics is fantastic for small to mid-sized companies. It's free, and it integrates perfectly with Google Ads. Adobe, on the other hand, is the enterprise powerhouse. It offers deep customization for huge companies, but it definitely comes with a higher price tag and a much steeper learning curve.
Now, what about that other essential tool? I love this description. Spreadsheets are the Swiss Army knives of data. They're just so incredibly versatile and are used by nearly everyone in an organization for quick, on-the-fly analysis. When it comes to spreadsheets, you're probably looking at one of two tools. Microsoft Excel, the long-standing industry standard with some seriously advanced features, and Google Sheets, the free, cloud-native tool that is just unbeatable for collaboration. Knowing your way around at least one of these is frankly non-negotiable. Okay, let's move to the next level of our toolbox. Once you have the data, you need to help other people see the insights, and that is where business intelligence, or BI tools, come in.
So, let's tackle a new question. Your team wants to know which marketing efforts are actually paying off. A static spreadsheet just isn't going to cut it here. You need something dynamic and visual.
The big three in the BI world are Tableau, Power BI, and Qlik. All three are designed to turn raw data into these beautiful, interactive dashboards that anyone can understand and explore. Now, this slide really highlights the trade-offs between the two market leaders. Power BI is a really natural choice for organizations that are already deep in the Microsoft ecosystem, thanks to its amazing integration and cost-effectiveness. Tableau, on the other hand, is kind of the king of visual storytelling, known for its beautiful design and really intuitive interface. All right, let's level up again. What if you don't just want to know what happened, but what's going to happen? This is where programming languages and machine learning tools become absolutely essential. This is the kind of forward-looking question that your basic tools just can't handle. Predicting which customers might leave, that requires building a predictive model. And for that, you need more power. The two languages that totally dominate this space are Python and R. Python is the versatile, all-purpose language that's become the industry standard for machine learning, mostly because its code is easy to read and it has a massive ecosystem of pre-built libraries. R is more of the specialist, born from statistics, and still the top choice for deep academic and scientific research. And this slide just illustrates their different roles perfectly. Think of Python as your go-to for building and deploying machine learning models into live applications. R, on the other hand, is your specialized lab for deep statistical investigation, especially in fields like healthcare and academia. But what if you're not a coder? Well, there are powerful tools for you too. Platforms like RapidMiner lets you build models with a drag-and-drop interface, while SAS and SPSS are long-standing giants in regulated industries and academic research. Okay, now we bring out the heavy machinery. What happens when your data is so massive that it can't even fit on a single computer? That's when you need tools designed to work across a whole cluster of them. You know, this timeline tells a fantastic story of innovation.
Hadoop was the pioneer. It allowed companies to store and process huge data sets affordably. Then came Apache Spark, which supercharged processing by doing it in memory, which is just a way of saying it's much, much faster because it works in the computer's quick access memory instead of on a slow hard drive. And today, platforms like Databricks make Spark accessible to everyone in a unified cloud-based environment.
We've covered a lot of tools, but there is one skill left. And this isn't just another tool in the box. It's more like the key that unlocks the entire workshop.
So, the crucial point is this: SQL, or Structured Query Language. It doesn't matter if you're a BI analyst, a data scientist, or a data engineer, you have to speak SQL. It's the universal language for pulling data from the databases where it lives. It is the absolute foundation for everything else we've talked about so far. You simply can't get to the fun stuff without first using SQL to get the raw data.
Ultimately, it all comes back to that toolbox metaphor. The goal isn't to master every single tool. It's to understand what job each tool is designed for so you can pick the right one to solve your specific problem. The only question left is, which problem are you going to solve first?